Welcome back, everyone. We're in the session 10 of 10 session. So this is our last session, and we're going to cover a lot of things today. MDX scripts and some miscellaneous topics. The agenda for the course, agenda for the session, sorry, is like calculate. So this is the calculations. There is not many not any functionality, but this keyword start the calculation in the cube. Scopes, we'll talk about scope. We'll talk about if statement in the calculations. These all three are in the calculations. Okay, scope, if, and freeze. You must use it, and you must hard the name, but definitely. So, and then we're going to talk about store procedure, how we can use the store procedure to run the MDX. Lot of time you are very uncomfortable using, normally you can use MDX directly from like a inline MDX, but if you want, you can use us as a store procedure. So I'll give you a sample how it look like, and understand the solve order. This is very important. You have cases where the solve order is very important. Then I'm going to talk about .NET assembly. Write our first hello world in .NET, and from the MDX call the .NET function, and next we're going to pass the parameters, repeat me, and next we're going to get a currency .NET assembly which is connect to the SQL database and get the currency from the dim currency table. Okay, and write MDX to call the .NET functions. So there is no particular use. You can use in a lot of different cases, different occasions, and different way. But I'm trying to introduce you all the .NET assembly as well as solve order, as well as all the keywords for the calculations. Okay, so first, find sales amount for all calendar years. So that should be, this is a, like, I'm trying to warm up for the scope functions. So let's copy our okay, find sales amount for all calendar years. So I'm going to cut the copy the query, text of the query. Start the SQL Server Management Studio, connect to Analysis Service, connect, and we're going to okay, good. So this is our query. Find sales amount and sales quantity for all calendar years. Select our right cube, and we're going to write our skeleton MDX. Select on columns, okay, comma, on rows from cube operation. Okay, and we're going to save it as a skeleton MDX so that we can use later on. So we're going to the sales amount. Good. And we're going to select the calendar years, right? Go to the date dimension, find out the calendar years. So that's your calendar years. I don't want to show the unknown members, so removing unknown members. F5 gives you all the years and sales amount. Good, no problem. Now our next slide says the scope function, right? So we're going to use the scope function. So you see the last query, there is a sales amount for 2007, 2008 and 2009. We don't have for 2005, 2006, we don't have for 2010 and 2011, right? Say we want for year 2010 the sales amount is 110% of 2009. So that's our query. Next one, it says that okay, create a scope statement. Okay, create a scope statement such that 2010 sales amount, careful here, sales amount only, not all, is 110% of 2009. So we're going to open the database using Business Intelligence Development Studio and go to calculation, open the cube and go to calculation actually, and the scope statement, what we have to write is like we're trying to use some function, some calculation for a scope. Scope means defining what set you are going to use. The set is, we're going to use sales amount, that's a tuple actually, for the year 2010. So that's the set we're going to apply. That's our scope. That's our scope. What calculation we want to apply? We want to say this equal to find the parallel period. Right? You know the parallel period. So 1 year, this is the level. 1 year, this is 1 from the current member, and multiplied by 1.10, which is 110%, and end of the scope. Now if you do the MDX query, select same thing, you'll see year 2010 have 10% of 2009. Okay, good. So we got our goal clear, right? We want to create a goal is, we want to create a scope statement such that 2009 sales amount, sorry, 2010 sales amount is 110% of 2009. Okay, so what you have to do is first definitely we know it is not showing up. 2010 is empty. So after changing, after doing the scope statement, we should see the change here, right? So open the Business Intelligence, okay, and Business Intelligence Development Studio file, open the Analysis Service Databases. Select our server database, okay. Okay. So once we select our database, then that's it. This is our cube. Double click on the cube, okay, and go to calculations. Okay. Now in this calculation, we have two. Currently it's a form view. This is the view selected, form view. You can have a script view. Okay, so go ahead and click on the script view, and you see all the calculation here, and the end of the okay, I was trying earlier, my practice I was doing, so let me save it and close it. Okay, sorry for that. That's our okay calculation. Now it should be definitely 2010 is not showing anything. Okay, that's good. Okay, so go to script view and end. Okay, so we want to write, just press some enter. Okay, we want to write a scope. So first is scope. What set we are talking about? So we're making a set, and we are talking about the sales amount as a measure. Okay, sales amount as a measure. Okay, and we are talking about calendar year 2010. We are talking about calendar year 2010. Okay, for this case, so this scope, right? Okay, so semicolon, and then this equal to parallel period. Okay, so for this scope we're trying to find what is the value we are looking for. So this, what is this means? This means the current. So this equal to, for this scope, this means for this scope equal to parallel period and doing the level. So we're going to get the level. This is the level 1, means one level behind. So if it is 2010, it's looking for 2000. It's looking for 2009, and we are saying that. So for this scope, the current member. So current member. So now it's complete. Like problem period is complete. So current member is 2010, and the scope is definitely 2010, year 2010. Go to 1 year behind. Go to 1 year behind, and whatever the value is, multiply with 1.10. Okay, and end of the scope. End scope. Good. Simple. Let me see. First, we define what is scope. We're talking about sales amount. We're talking about year 2010, right? Then, for this scope, the value. This means any measure we are talking about. Okay. So currently we are talking about only sales amount. Okay. If we don't mention here sales amount, it will be applicable to all measures. Okay. Equal to whatever the value we have in 2009 into 1.10, which is 110%. Okay. So let's save it. You don't have to save it, means deploying. Okay. So because we open the analysis service, saving means it is deploying the code in the server. Okay. You don't have to process. Okay. So if we go now, we should see 2010 should have 110% of 2009. Got it, right? We have to, this is 2009, and 2010 should have 110% basically. Okay, F5. Okay, so that's the 110 of 2009. Okay, so that's our query. Okay, okay, so we got this, and we see this is the value, right? So you're totally good with this. Okay, so that's slide number 5. Slide number 5. We go to slide number 6. Find sales amount and sales quantity for all calendar years. Now this is okay, sales amount and sales quantity. In this scope statement we did only for sales amount, right? So you say, okay, show me the sales quantity also. So in this case we just want to show the sales quantity. Okay, the sales quantity, just drag and drop the sales quantity here, F5. Okay, now this is 110%, but this is null. No other measure have a value because our scope statement is, what is our scope statement? Okay, okay, so our scope statement is for sales amount. Okay, so that is clear, right? So you saw this, and it says that, okay, sales quantity for 2010, sales quantity for 2000 is null. In last scope statement, only sales amount included in the included, not any other measures. Okay, okay, so next, modify the scope statement. Modify the scope statement such that all 2010 measures 110% of 2009. So all of them, all measures, not only the sales amount. We want sales amount and sales quantity and everything. So what do we have to do? Because this is a tuple and we are mentioning sales amount, if we don't, then it is going to be applicable to all measures. Okay, save it. Okay, so we saved it. Now this value, initially it was only the sales amount, which is 110% of 2009. Now after this changes, if I run this, you'll see 110% of this. Okay, here. So F5. So we'll see 110% of 198 something. Okay, it's like 218, 198 and 218. Okay, so that's the scope statement. Okay, let's go for the next. As it is a video, I normally cannot ask you what question you have. Normally I ask a lot in my class, so I have to guess what you can, what I may miss, what I may not explain, or trying to guess what could be your question, etc. Okay, okay, so I believe I covered the last topics. So now our next topic, I want to show you one more thing. So if once you open the calculations, you'll see that first statement is calculate. That's the keyword. Use the calculate for the all calculations. Okay, that's it. So I was giving u. It's not really a function we're going to talk about, but I was showing you the calculate, and that's the calculate. There's no other function for this. Okay, this was just I want to mention you. Okay, so we have a scope. Now question say modify the last scope statement. Modify the last scope statement such that all 2010 measures 110% of 2009 except return amount and return quantity, which is 98% of 2009. Okay, so all are 110, that is good, but for return amount and return quantity it is 98%. Okay, so we want to show return amount and return quantity. So this is my return amount and this is my return quantity. Okay, and F5. So currently we say okay, these are all 110%. You'll see 46, 51, 128, 141. That's a 110%. So after the change you should see okay, this is 110%, this is more than this, but if this is 98%, so this value should be less than 46, 650, 982. Okay, so this value should be less than this value, this value should be less than this value, little bit less. That's the 98%. Okay, these two values are increasing 110%. This value is 110% of this, this is 110% of this, right? So you got the idea what we should expect. Now that's what we can do. So go to our value. So this is our scope. Now we want to say, so this is our 110%. We are going to do two different copy. One is 110% for the regular, all of them, which is not return quantity and so on. Another we want to have which is 98%, right? This is for the return amount and return quantity. So you have two of them. Okay, so okay, sorry. So that's one. So now first is we are going to do an if statement. If, okay, I have if statement. We're going to say measures dot current member, okay, is, okay, so forget about this part right now. Okay, we're just doing the first part. So if is basically we want to have a return quantity and return amount, right? So just copy this here. Okay, I don't want to give a misspell, so that's here. Okay. Okay. Return amount. Okay, so if it is not return amount, okay, and this is not this is not, okay, let me see, okay, not return amount, or this is not return quantity. That's what I'll say. I want to say this is not return amount, or this is not return quantity. Good, got it? So we have it's not return amount and this is not return quantity. Then this is the logic I want to give. End of if here. end of if here. Now this column should be removed, semicolon should be removed. So that's the one if condition. If this is not equal to return amount and not equal to return quantity, then 110%. Else. So other statement I want to give. So we can give all different way of the logic, but I just want to make it simple. Or this is return amount or return quantity. I want to make it as a 0.98. That is 98%. Okay, and we don't need this value. We can remove this. So I believe it's clear to everybody. First is we say if it is not return amount and if it is not return quantity, then it is 10%. The second we say if it is return amount or is a return quantity, then it is 98%. Good. So that's a if statement. It's unlike the inline if statement. This have a if and then and everything. So save. So updating the information to the server. So it's done. It's deployed actually. I just closed it. So make sure it's good. So now if we run this, what do you see? We see this one is increasing 10%, 10%. This will be reducing. Okay, these two values will be reducing. That's what we expect. F5. Okay, so this is increasing, this is good. This is increasing, is good. This is reducing, decreasing. See 46 and 45, which is very less percentage, which is 98%. 128, 126. That's 2% less. So that's our, we make an if statement in the scope. Okay. Next, freeze. It's important that you understand what is a freeze means. Okay. So to understand freeze, it's also in the book online, so you can see and understand a little bit of what is freeze means. But for example, I'm taking the same example from the book online so that you can read there too, and it's very simple, very simple. Say we have two variables a and b, two variables, right? And we say like b equal to 2, right? Two values, that's good. And a equal to b. So what is the value of a equal to 2. And then we said b equal to 3. So that's equal to 3, that's right, but a also will become 3. Okay, but instead of that, so value of a is always depends on b, because this is the dependency, right? Always depends on b. If later on, if b changes to 6, right, then a will change it to 6. So because this is the dependency. Okay, but for example, up to this is fine, and you said okay, I want to change a b and nobody should get affected. Nobody should get affected. So a will stay as a2. What you can do? B equal to 2. A equal to b. That's right. So a equal to 2 here. Now if you do freeze, right, and we're doing freezing A, or freezing A, then if I say B equal to 3, then A is still equal to 2, not 3, 2, because we freeze the A. We freeze the A. We say whatever value A have, freeze it. Okay? Even A is dependent on B, it is not changing the value. Okay? So that's the freeze. Now, in our case, here, we say modify the scope statement such that all quarters of 2010 measures 98% of 2009, but do not change anything for year level. Okay? Got it, right? So, do not change anything means whatever the value we have, right? So not to confuse, let's do this. We have a calculations and this one. So I'm going to cut all the calculations. Okay, so we don't have, it's like earlier, and we just copy here the calculations. Okay, oh, it's not very good shape. Okay, I don't want to save it. Okay, so right now if you do 5, you'll see there is no value for year level. Okay, there is no value for the year level, right? And say we want to change to the quarter level value to 98%. So what do you do? Quarter level value, all the, right? So we have a statement. Okay, let's do, let me explain what it is. Okay, so that's one. Okay, what is wrong? Okay, I did a colon here. Okay, okay, now it's good. Semicolon is looking for. So we want to change the quarter level values for sales amount. So let's do first scope quarter level. How we find all the quarters of 2010? Descendants. Okay, descendants, and descendants of year 2010, and level, we want to find the level, and level is quarter. Okay, what is that? I was just trying to refresh it. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing up. Okay, save it. Okay, there's an error. Okay, that's fine. Save. Okay, what is this? Okay, it says this is the descendant function, right? That's the reason it's giving an error. Okay, save it. Let's see. It saves. Okay, that's good. Close it. Let's see. Why cannot? Okay, script view. Go to the bottom. Here is the bottom, and I want to grab. Okay, that's good. So descendants. We want to find the descendants of the year 2010. Okay. We want to find all the quarters of 2010, and here is a quarter of 2010. I mean quarter level, and okay. So that's my scope. That's my scope. Okay. That's fine. Though it is quarter level, for each quarter we go, so quarter third of 2010 is quarter third of 2009 into multiplied by 110%. So that should be, this should be good. So this is the quarter level. Okay, save it. So we did the scope is a quarter level. Now if I go, I'm going to copy this one, create a new query, and see what it is. Now we want to show the quarter level, not the, okay, okay, quarter level. So date, quarter, okay, quarter, and F5. We're fine, but one issue is we don't know which quarter, which year quarter it is. Not very clear. Okay, so how can you find the quarter? Year name. I want a year name quickly. So I want to have I will create a calculate member with member measures year name as, I'll say okay, quarter. This is the current member, which is quarter. Current member dot parent quarter. No, it's too much. Dot parent is year, right? And then name. That's a year name. I just want to make sure that I see the right year name along with the quarter name. Okay, so now it's good. So you have 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008, 9, 10. This is the one. Okay, so these should be quarter 4 2010 should be quarter 4, 10% of this, right? Okay, now year level is dependent on quarter level. So days roll up into months, months roll up into quarters, quarters roll up into years. So if we run this query, the last query, this is the quarter query, this is the yearly query, right? So yearly query, if we run, we should see the value, because year roll up into, sorry, quarter roll up into years. F5, though we change in the quarter level, it changes the year level too. Okay. Now, say you don't want the change in the year level. So that's what I was talking about. That okay, 98%. So it's not a 110%. He wants, our query is 98%. Just to make sure that we're matching with the booklet, otherwise you'll be confused. Okay, I'm just saving. Let's see. Okay, so it's saved. Now if you run your query here, F5, you'll see the value, but it should be opposite in the sense the value should be reduced from, so 979, 960, so that's 98%. Okay, if you run the year level, this also shows the value, lower level values. Okay, 98% of the values. But our requirement is we don't want to see any changes in year level, only the quarter level. So how we can do, before the scope we can use a function called freeze, and you can define what you want to freeze. Okay, so, and here it says modify the last query, modify the last scope statement such that all quarters of 2010 measures 98% of 2009, but do not change anything for the year level of 2010. Okay, so it's very simple. We have to go to the scope statement and we need to write freeze. Okay, and freeze, and we want to grab the 2010 actually we have here. So copy paste. Okay, and you have to enter a semicolon. Okay, now save it. Okay, we saved it. Now if you look at this year, this year level, we're showing the calendar year, and F5, 2010, you'll see nothing. Freeze means initially there was nothing in 2010, but quarter level still shows the value. Okay, it will still show the value. That's the quarter levels values, right? So that's the freeze function. So our next topic is, I believe we validate those freeze, and okay. So MDX from stored procedure. You can call the MDX from stored procedure, and we'll write a stored procedure, and very simple MDX. For example, sales amount for product category. So first things we know is write a query to sales amount for product category. Very simple, and make sure the MDX is running fine. We don't want to do two things together, two kind of troubleshoot. Want to make sure this MDX is working fine here. Okay, sales amount, MDX is and we want to see the product category. So Okay, so product category. Okay, so that's one. F5, we'll see the product category. We don't want to see the unknown member, just to make sure. Don't see the unknown member. F5. Okay, so good. These are product sales amount for product category. And say we want to create a stored procedure and run this query. That's our whole goal. Okay, so open our SQL Server Management Studio, connect to this time to do database engine, and we want to create a stored procedure in our relational data warehouse. Let's see, we have a okay new query, and we'll just create procedure. Okay, and dview dview, and we want to name it stp, store procedure stp, and get sales amount by product category, by product category as, so that's as in begin and end. Okay, so that's the one. We want to declare a variable MDX. That's going to hold our MDX, and say it is 2048 2 kilobytes. We can make it a little bit bigger, but should be enough for right now. And we are going to set the values, equal to, and we're going to cut and paste our MDX here. Okay, from our last query. This is the MDX. Control A, copy, and we're going to go there. Okay, very good. Okay, so that's our MDX. We got our MDX. I'm a little bit picky about our tab and everything, so okay, so this looks good, totally looks good. And that's, I'll make a line so that it's separated. Okay, okay, so that's our MDX. Now next point is we have to connect to the analysis service. Okay, so how are we going to connect? We're going to exec, okay, and we're going to do select star from open set, okay, and we're going to, we need a 1 ms OLAP, but as this is enclosed in a say we're going to do this one, so enclosed in a actually, so for this single quote, this is the end of the single quote. Okay, I'm going to talk about this one. So this one here, single quote, and that's execute. So this is matching, right? Now here we need this, and we need another one is data source. I'm going to match the single quote a little bit later, so give me 1 second. K2, okay, that's our data source and catalog. I'm writing the connection string, so you guys know very well the contoso tw, Okay, and integrated security equal to SSPI. Okay, and that's a quote, single quote, and comma. Then we have MDX. Okay, now, so that is our whole thing. Now this we need this MDX in single quote, right? So we need to have one single quote and one single quote plus. But as this is by the now all single quotes should be replaced by double quote. You know what I'm saying? So because it's enclosed by this and this. So for these things we need two single quote covered by one, right? And here we need 1, 2. So this 3 covers a single. This result would be single quote, the value of MDX, and single quote, right? So that is good, and so that is good here. Open row set, we want to close this one here, and so that's the okay. And here single quote should be replaced by double single quote, double single quote. That's right. Here's a double single quote, and there's another one is double single quote here. Okay, now we're good. Okay, so this looks good. I'll be very happy if it works in first time, but just to make sure it have all these values. Catalog, we have open row set, data source k2 by k2, that's my server, open contours to DW, integrated security SSPI. Okay, looks good. F5, just create the stored procedure and run the keep our finger crossed, and F5. Okay, now one thing you have to make sure, I may already activate later earlier. SP configure, I'll tell you what exactly the default is. In SP configure we have this one. Okay, I will do okay, give me 1 second, because I configured this one. It'll your query may not work, so there's 2 steps you need to do. Okay, this one, oh no, not this one. Ad hoc distributed queries, and this one should be equal to 0. I'm just trying to set it back, which is currently it was. Okay, so this is the original. So you have to do okay, so that's your okay. If we run this now, so that's what I was telling. It'll give you an error saying that SQL Server blocked access of statement open row set on this one. Okay, so if you then two steps you need to do. You need to do, and first is SP configure show advanced options equal to 1. So first you do this and run, and then reconfigure. It's important. Show the reconfigure. Now if you by sp configure, you can see what is the configuration values right now. So you see see this ad hoc distributed query, that is 0 right now. You need to set it to 1. And after setting up 1, you need to reconfigure. Now everything is good. Now if you run this stored procedure, you'll see the result. Okay, so now it's good. So you have a product category and the sales amount and calling from the stored procedure. Okay, to make it nicer, you create a new window and you say exec, this one, F5. Cool. So that's very interesting. Now we're going to do the passing the parameter to the stored procedure. Okay, so we'll just go and modify that stored procedure and rename it. Will not change the existing one, we'll leave the existing one same as it is. I'm going to name it create and okay, create, and I'm going to say for a year. Okay, for year. Now what does that mean? So we have right now this is the MDX, so let's open the MDX here. Okay, this is the one we have. Okay, so I want to pass a parameter, say which year. Okay, so parameter would be, it's very simple, but I just want to show. Okay, date, calendar year, year 2008. Okay, so we're going to where 2008. Good. So this will show, make sure it's running, it's working fine. 2008, right? Control C, copy, and we're going to open the SQL database engine, and so we have, instead of that, we have this one. Just paste it. I know it's going to mess it up. Okay, tab, and then we have this is the MDX we have, right? But this is hard coded, which is 2008. Instead of that, we just say we have a parameter called vYear, and that vYear is at vYear is a var character, and say it's 32. Okay, whatever the value it is. After that, we are going to do a simple replace. Okay, so we'll say set MDX equal to replace. Okay, MDX, right, and find all vYear and replace with the variable vYear. Okay, that's it. Oh, so we had an whatever, if we pass 2008, it will be replacing as 2008. If we pass 2009, it will be replacing 2009. F5. Again, this is a, I'm giving, you can do most sophisticated one, but converting the string to member, etc. But okay, so we have this. 2008, and you'll see all the result for 2008, and you see 2009, you'll see 2009. Okay, so just to verify one, audio is 689, starting at 689 in 2009 audio. Okay, so 2009 audio started 689. Okay, that's cool. I want to say, is it changing value? Let's see. 2008, this is not 689, this is 52932, right? So 52932. Okay, go to database engine, 2008 52932, 52932. That looks good. So it's verified and everything. Okay, what is our next? So my next topic is solve order. Okay, so that's also very important. So solve order. So say you have 4 plus 6 6 divided by 3 equal to, we have some order definitely, but forget about all the rules of BODMAS or algebra rules and everything. Say my order, first solve order, which there's two operations. One is this operation and another is, this is the operation, and another is this operation, right? Two operation. Okay, if I say this is the first order and this is the second, right, then it comes to 4 plus 2 and equal to 6. Good, right? Next, if I say this is the first operation and this is the second operation, everything got changed. Everything got changed. So it will be like 10 divided by 3, which is 3.33, right? So order of the in MDX we call it solve order. Solve order is very, very important when there is a dependency. So let's talk about it. And okay, so first thing I want to close my database engine. We don't need anymore here. Okay, to start fresh. Okay, so our first query of the solve order is this: find sales amount and sales tax for a net revenue for state of Texas for the year 2008. Sorry, I'm just trying to copy and paste it here. Okay, find sales amount, sales taxes and revenue for all products from state of Texas. Okay, so that looks good. We copy our skeleton MDX. Okay, we first are going to display the sales amount, and then we're going to think about others. So operations, measures, and we're going to do sales amount. Okay, that looks good. And for all products, so we're going to select the product members. We're just going to select all products, and we need it for state of Texas for year 2008, right? So this is the where condition, and we're going to define a tuple. One is for the year, one for the, so two members, one for the state of Texas, another takes 2008, year 2008. So our state of Texas, let's find state of Texas. We just grab one. We always select Hokkaido. Okay, that's our state. And then we're going to grab geography we did. We want to grab the year. So that's our 2000. We need to find 2008. Okay, cool. So that's our sales amount and state of Texas. I did a 5. Okay, this is the value. Now we want to find a sales tax. This is just a calculations with member measures sales tax as we know the sales amount, and in Texas it's a 8.25%, I believe. Okay, so whatever percent is, we just assume it is 8.25%. So that's our sales amount. Okay, that's our sales tax. Okay, F5. Good. So we have 249 million as a sales amount, and we have sales tax around 20 million. Okay, now we want to find the net revenue. So that's member measures dot net revenue as, okay, we want to do sales amount minus sales tax, right? Sales amount minus sales tax, that's our revenue, right? Okay, and we want to display the revenue, net revenue. F5 shows that one, right? So we are totally good, and so it says it's for the fiscal. Oh, it's a fiscal 2008. Okay, we did calendar year. Okay, we did a calendar year. We can change it. It's the same thing, but no, that's not right. We're going to grab the 2008. Okay, just to make sure that we are sync with the training manual or training booklet. So we're good, right? Fiscal year, everything is good. So I was going through this value. For fiscal year 2008, for state of Texas, net revenue equal to sales amount minus tax. Okay, so that's we're going to use solver in the last slides of solver, which have 4 slides, I believe. So next thing it says that, okay, also show, this is the same thing. Let's see, find sales amount, sales tax and net revenue from state of Texas for fiscal 2008. Now this is the different. Says also show for top 25 products. So that means this all, and we're going to show the top 25 products. Same thing, all the same things. So this top, though it is a member, calculated member, it is for the product hierarchy. So top 25 product. So let's talk about it. So let's just copy this part, and we're going to modify our MDX to accommodate this, right? Okay. So also show for top 25 products, right? So what is top 25 products? I'm not doing any member yet. I'm just saying what is top. How can you find top 25 products? So you do first top count, right? And from which set we're trying to find from all product, right? So all product is here. This is the all product. So that's my all products, right? So all product, we're going to find 25 products, and based on sales amount. Okay, I just cut this sales amount from here. So that's this whole thing. Display list of the products, right? List of the products. So you have set of the product. Okay. So, but if say we want to find for sales amount or sales quantity or anything as a complete top 25 product, we want to say, so let's see, let's define the member product dot product and say top 25 products. So that's it, talking about top 25 products of the product hierarchy. As normally we can do aggregate, we can do sum, whatever the measures are we can do, so that it shows as a group. 25 product is a group. So we do say sum, and sum the measures. What you want to sum? Important, very important. So it's measures. Which measures you want to sum? Any current, whatever it is, current member. Okay, so that's give you top 25 products. Now these top 25 products you can put in the rows so that you can see another row after the product all. Okay, 5. So you have all 249 million, and top 25 products is 23 million, sales tax is this, and everything. Okay, now next thing we want to show what is the percentage. Okay, so another member, say member, we'll do the same product hierarchy. Okay, and say it's a percent. Yes, so what percentage of top, what percentage of top 25 product out of all the products, right? So I say top 25 divided by all product. Okay, that's my percentage. So that's okay. I believe we are going a little bit ahead. So last one we show the top 25 products. That's my last order number on second slide. Then I move into third. Also show the percentage of 25 products of total products. So this is my third slide. So that's all, and we can format string equal to percent, right? I'm going to show the percent. So okay, F5. So you see the percent, 9.25%, 0.76%. Now if you think carefully, like this all percent should be same. This all percent should be same. If this is the percentage, sales amount percent is 9.24%, sales tax percent is also compared to 9.25%, because everybody is giving the same sales, same percentage. Net revenue should be also 9.24%. Okay, now what is this number? Why it is 0.76%? Why it is 8.48%? Okay, if we open our calculator, so this seems to be good, but let us verify. We are just verifying this too right now. Okay, so 2302454.14 divided by 249,251,382.81 equal to 9.237. So that is 9.24%. That's good. Okay, now this one and this one. Okay, so 1,899,517.47 divided by 20,563,239.08 equal to, that is 9.2337. That seems like a same percentage, but it's not matching. So what is this number? Okay, let's try. I'm guessing this number divided by this number could be equal to this one, because this is a pretty huge number. This is a less number. So okay, let's see. 1,899,517.47 divided by 249,251,382.81 equal to 0.76%. So that's got messed up. And now this one, let's say this one, this and this. So 211,124,936.67 divided by 228,688,143.73 equal to 9.237. So that should be very similar to this number, but this doesn't match. Again, I guess this one should be this number is coming from this one divided by this one. Okay, so let's try that. 21126.67 divided by 249.251 382.81 equal to 8.475, which is 8.48. So that's it. Now the question is why it has happened. It's happening because these calculations are not in order. It is not this calculating instead of doing the sales tax, it's calculating with this. Okay, so first we want to do the, it's called solve border. So we want to do this sales tax first. See, the sales tax is net revenues depend on sales tax. So we want to do the sales tax first, and we'll do the solve order equal to 1. Okay, this is number 1, and this is our number 2. Okay, number 2. This is our number 3, and last thing we want to do percent. Okay, so this is number 4. Okay, F5. Now you see all the 9.24%. That's good. Okay, now these two are not formatted correctly, so let's do this. This is format string currency. Okay, so that's one. Okay, F5. Okay, now it looks much better. All the formatted, and we have percentage correctly. Okay, so our next topic is .NET assembly. Okay, so this is a hello world for .NET. So idea is to give you introduction and what it is and everything. So write a method hi in .NET assembly which returns a string called hello world. And then write MDX to call the .NET function. Okay, so our steps are: create a C#.NET library in Visual Studio. Name of the library is mylib, for example. Rename the class 1 to message. Add method in the class message which returns a string hello world. Compile the project. mylib.dll generate the bin directory, etc. And from the SSS open the SQL Server Management Studio. Click on assembly, and here's a permission unrestricted impersonation service account. Now following MDX will display our string. So that's say we defined a calculator member measures high as a mylib.high and select, and this will return you hello world. So we need to display the whole thing. Okay, so let's start a demonstration. Once you get an idea, we are going to create a we're going to create a .NET library, and then we're going to open a MDX and run the .NET library, and not run only, we have to assemble assemblies. See here the database, you can do assemblies here. Okay, so that's the whole thing. Okay, let's close this one. So let's close this or okay. Okay, so first open the Visual Studio. Visual Studio 2008. Okay, so file, new project. Let's create I have a directory called projects most probably. Okay, okay, do you have anything called map leave? Okay, I don't see any myleaf, so we'll create a myleaf, is fine. So new project, C#, so C#, you click on C#, there's this class library and you can browse. We just make sure there is no C project myleaf project in the projects directory, so we'll just create a projects. Where is my project directory? Okay, projects directory, select the folder and we'll call it myleaf. Okay, let's see. Okay, myleaf is good. Okay, click OK. So our next steps is that class, rename the class onto message. Rename the class. Okay, so we have all this. That's a myleaf, that's a message. So we create a method, public and a string, which returns a string, and called hi, and it return hello world. Okay, so it returns hello world message. Good, very simple. We don't want to do anything fancy. Rebuild or build. I don't know why did it rebuild. Okay, so this is good. This is our first step. Okay, now we want to make sure that we have the files and directories are there, projects, and we want to say myleaf. Where is my myleaf? And myleaf bin debug and DLL. Okay, so that's the DLL we are talking about. Okay, so this DLL we want to add assembly. So that's our SQL Server Management Studio assemblies, new assembly. Okay, file name. Let's go in the file name, C drive, project, myleaf bin debug. That's the library, and this column library. That's fine. And permission we did unrestricted. Impersonation is service account, and should be fine. Okay, that should be good enough. Okay, so click OK. So now we need to write a MDX to get that library, to call that assembly. So we see our mylib is there, and so we will select and select on columns. We want to select only one string, so that's fine. From operation, okay, that's fine. And then we're going to create a calculator member with member measures. Yes, measures says hi as mylib dot hi function. Okay, so if we display this hi, should be showing me hello world. Okay, F5. So that's totally good. We call the function method hi, and it returns me the hello world. Okay, so our next demo is same thing, just to pass a string. So repeat me, write a function repeat me, which returns whatever the string you are passing. Okay, so I just want to show you that we can pass a parameter, and we can pass a parameter and we can return the parameter back. Okay, so goal is write a method repeat me which sends a string in .NET assembly which returns a string, and write the MDX to call that .NET function. Okay, so first we go here, we're going to write a function. Okay, and function name is repeat me. So repeat me is good, and we're going to pass a string, say str. Okay, and very simple, we're going to return the same string back. Okay, but the function name is repeat me, and that should be good. Save it, rebuild the solution, rebuild succeeded. Go to okay, but we need to delete this, and we need to add the assembly back again. New assembly file name, and this is the file, unrestricted service account. Good. Okay, now we want to say repeat me. Okay, and it's going to call repeat me, and we are going to pass, say, a string called today is Monday. Okay, today is Monday, and we're going to display this. Okay, so this will so it's repeating what I'm supplying. So today is Monday is good. Okay, so our next demonstration is write a method to write a method get currency in .NET assembly which connect to SQL database and get all currency from dim currency table, and write a MDX to call the function. So our get currency is a .NET function which go and get the currency information from a SQL database. I'm just trying to connect to different things. So SQL database, so that is one way, and one way to get the data. Then from the then we add the assembly to the analysis service, and then you use this MDX get currency in the MDX to get the all currency, and all currencies like US dollar, AMD, Australian dollar, blah blah blah. Okay, all these things. So, and you show the display the get currency. There's a lot of use of it, like connecting to SQL database and everything, but this time I'm just giving you an example how you can connect and everything. Okay, how you can use a very sophisticated use of the .NET and very complex use of the .NET assembly, but as you say, we said hello world, and now we are going to do the connectivity to the SQL database. Okay, so first we connect to the SQL database and see if what we are looking at is there or not. Make sure that our SQL is good. Okay, so we have SQL databases connected. Okay, so there is a in the database there should be a table called dim currency. Okay, and there should be a column called currency name. Okay, that's totally cool. So we need to say select currency name from dim currency. Okay, so this should give us all currency name. Okay, that gives us all currency name. Okay, that's what we want. So the query is totally good. We're going to connect to this database. Okay, so okay, we're going to use this, and we're going to use this also, same thing, and we're not I'm just going to create another method, and method name is get currency. Get currency, and don't pass any parameters, and definitely we're going to return. Yeah, we'll think about return later. Okay, so first is this. So if we need to connect to the SQL, we need to do 2-3 things. Okay, okay, we need to add one thing we need to add here is using system data, right? Okay, and another thing we need to use system data dot SQL client. Okay, so we need to use this too. So we're going to use this one. So to connect we need a couple of things. One is we need a SQL connection, and we'll call it the connection. Okay, we'll call it the connection, and initially is null. Okay, we need a SQL command, and we'll call it sorry we'll call it the command. Okay. 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 And it is null right now. And we need a SQL data reader. The reader. I'm going to you'll see all the use. Then we have a string builder. Okay, and we'll call it the result. Okay, and equal to new string builder. Avoid this. Okay, so that's the one, and what we're going to do first is the connection. The connection equal to new SQL connection. Okay, and we're going to use the string. So our connection string is like this. We did earlier also. Data source equal to k2 / k2 because we need escape character. Good. And we need to persist security info equal to false. Integrates security equal to SSPI. Good. Initial catalog. Spelling mistake? No, not yet. That is Conteso Retail DW. That's our database name, and that should be good enough. Let's check one more time. Data source k2 / k2. That's good. Persist security info false. Integrated. Okay. Integrated security SSPI. Initial catalog Conteso Retail DW. Looks good. Okay, that's my connection. Okay, so we're going to set the command. Okay, the command, we did a connection, and then we're going to do the command, and the command will be new SQL command, right? And we're going to copy the SQL. Okay, this is the simple SQL we have, and okay, here, and the SQL command we do in quote. That's it, and we want to do the connection. So our connection is the connection. Okay, okay, look good. So we have a command. It's good. Then we see the command dot command type equal to text, right? So command type equal to command type dot text. Okay, so that's the one. Then we're going to say the open the connection. Okay, open the connection. Open Okay, open. Good. Open the connection. Okay, we're good. Then we can do the execute the reader. Okay, the command execute reader. This should come to our, we have a reader, right? So we can assign to the reader. So command execute reader. Okay, that should be good. The command dot execute reader. Okay, now it's good. So first thing we want to say is if the reader doesn't have any rows, okay, has rows, is equal to false, then return. What do you do? Return just a blank, because this is a set symbol for the analysis service, right? Just a blank parenthesis, curly brackets. Else if, okay, now if it is true, has rows equal to true, okay, then we want to start. Okay, so that's what we want to do. So we have rows. Now we want to, what you want to do, we want to create a set, read and write in the result. Okay, result is string builder. So while the reader dot read, okay, it's good, the result dot, we want to append a comma. Okay, but careful, we're appending a comma initially, then the first character itself a comma, we will remove that. So the reader, okay, so what is happening, let me explain this. Okay, what is happening here is we are here, we have say US dollar, Australian dollar, GBP. Okay, so we're creating US dollar, comma AUD, comma GBP. Then we're going to remove this, comma, okay, and then append this one. So then it is a set. Okay, so that's the idea. So here we're appending one, and the reader zero, first to string, okay, so you got this all. What happened? While the read the result dot append, what is the issue here? Okay, okay, going to string, not comma. Okay, so this is good. Okay, this is good. So while this one, so once all the strings are concatenated, we want to remove the first comma. As you said, the result, okay, comma, we want to find that remove, okay, okay. So we are removing the first character, which is a comma, and then, so if we look at this, we just till now we got this one, we got comma, US dollar, AUD, GBP. Then I remove this part, right, this part. Now we are appending curly brackets here, okay. So the result, okay. How to insert, dot insert, location is 0, and what we want to insert, we want to insert curly brackets, opening curly brackets, right. And then we are going to, at the end, how can we add at the end? We can do append, right, append, and we can append a curly bracket, correct. Looks good. Once everything is good, so this is our, what's this, these are if statement, if have all rows and everything, so this is good. Here we want to return the result dot toString, okay, result dot toString. Now right, so that's the all thing. Let's see, anything, any, put the solution, okay, solution is fine. Did any syntax, that may be some issue, but not sure if I have any issue or not. Okay, so one thing we want to do in the everything in the try and catch. So let's say try, and here the try, and this is the catch, okay. Sorry, this is the end of the try, and it's a catch, okay. And any kind of SQL exception, it's a EX, okay, and that's a exception. If the exception, will say the result dot append, and whatever the exception message is, EX dot message dot toString. Okay, so that's the message, append this one, and we're going to do anyway, result is this anyway, and we can finally we want to close couple of things, the reader dot close, okay, and the command dispose. Okay, and we want to close the connection. Close. Okay. That looks good. So we connect. Let's see. Let's verify. We do the connection, SQL connection. I have a little bit doubt on this, but if anything I'm missing. Okay. Looks good. Okay, let's see if it's rebuilding correctly. Okay. And let's try. If we have some issue, we'll come back. So we have the library, and I'll rebuild it. Go to analysis service, remove the old library, delete. Okay, and assembly, add new assembly, leave unrestricted. Thinking of anything. Service account. Okay, so click OK. So now we want to run the get currency. So let's say this is my currency, and here we don't have to pass any currency, right? Any parameter, right? Get currency, and say you want to display the currency. Okay, and okay, F5. Okay, perfect. So this is good, but not every time will work like this. I do lot of time have a little bit of issue you need to troubleshoot, but this time I'm pretty lucky to say it works one time. So this is the all currency from the SQL database. So that's in the MDX we're getting from SQL. So that's end of the session as well as end of the course. I want to thank everybody to buying this course and or going through this course, and I believe I try to include a lot of stuff, and I try to explain in a very simple manner, not the complex situation, and I believe you guys enjoyed it. We have other courses I have as a SQL server analysis services, which is around 20 session I believe, but those are small session. Some of the session of MDX was pretty big. I have, I believe, 3 hours 40 minutes some sessions. So one thing I want to say is nothing is easy, and particularly MDX is not easy, but it's not very tough too. I mean, it's not I believe if you practice, then it should be totally good. And I believe this course I put a lot of effort effort to make it simple. For example, some of those are like solve order. um, I looked at a lot of books, but it is not not things are very clean and clear. So I put a lot of effort to make the solve order. I make a lot of effort to make the I believe I talked about generate functions. I talked about roll up children. I talked pretty detail about descendants functions. A lot of functions are explained, and I believe this is the only course which have so much description to like detail of the all MDX. Again, I don't want to. I could go much longer, but I don't want to make this course boring. So I put like a very small, concise way to explaining. Again, if you have any question or anything, you know, you do not hesitate to contact me. Um, okay, do not hesitate to contact me, and let me see if I can. Okay. It's training at egurus.com. Training at egurus.com. I don't know what is my font here. Let's see. Zoom. Okay. View. Okay. I believe you guys should be able to see now. That's my training at egurus.com. So do not hesitate to send me that, and please add the password I must provide you when you bought this training video. So password is important, then only a response normally. And again, I may not have enough time every time, but if you have a straightforward question on some issue, I'll try my best. If I don't have the answer, I definitely try to get answer from my contacts and everything, and I should able to get you the answer. So best of luck, and I believe you guys enjoy. And another thing is very important. My 11th chapter, which is in the training booklet, is a homework for you guys. I believe I have around I have 30 questions, and it's important in the sense that I want you to complete this homework, which is nothing extra much. It has its 30 questions, and you need to your password for the video. Sorry. And if you complete the homework, and you should submit you need to submit the answers in 1 month of purchase. Okay, that is important. And what else? For each 10 trainees, so what happened, I have the videos and people buy the video, and so for every 10 trainees I make a group, and whoever they give the best homework, we give award latest iPad. So it is very important that, and I believe this is my way to tell thank you to the most serious person, most serious trainee. So we'll award a iPad for that, for every 10 user, best answer for every 10 user. But make sure that you submit the answer within 1 month. Okay, this is very important. And our goal is to you learn the thing, and that's the reason we want to complete you the homework. and send me in the email training@egurus.com. Do not forget the password and your name, course name. And we have a lot of other courses. Go to egurus.com, and we have some latest SQL Server trainings, SharePoint trainings, and SSS. Particularly, as we have a very nice SSS course. So thank you very much again. Thank you very much for buying this video, and I wish you best of luck for the MDX, learning MDX, and I believe with your career with MDX. Thank you very much.